I really enjoyed Ricky Smiley's video. I resonated with a lot more than just 2 points, and I agreed with his advice to get therapy if needed and to just surround yourself with better people. Some quotes that I really enjoyed were choose to not be mistreated, blood is not thicker than water, be around people who make you comfortable, you don't get to choose your family, but you don't need to grace people with your presence. There's only so much dysfunction someone can take before sacrificing their mental health and stability, and they were only treated that way because they were hurt people hurt people. I have used that phrase so many times just to tell my friends of, it's either myself or others around me going through something physically or mentally and not meaning to say certain things, whether it's a little critique here and there, or just having those little comments that might come out and then reflecting later on being like, this is not who I am. I'm acting emotionally and I need to reevaluate how I move forward. As well as with family, when it comes to that, I'm at a stage in my life where, my parents still think I'm their little girl, but there are boundaries that need to be made, certain conversations that need to be taken again, as well as my extended family. Since they're in Chicago and they're far away, they're only hearing one side of a conversation, one side and point of view. So when we meet up again, it's that fake nice because they don't understand where I'm coming from if it involves me, and it's not going to be brought up unless it's in a difficult manner, and it's not going to be hailed very well, I would say. So it's just stuff like that where I had to take a moment to reflect and think on myself just because I related to it so much. Now, as for relationships deteriorating, I feel like that's a communication or a miscommunication error that happens. And when is it best to salvage? I feel like if you have a good bond with someone, then you're able to salvage it because you can compromise, you can move forward. You might have that difficult time, but you don't hold it against that other person. An example is my best friend. My best friend and I've known her since I was 2 years old and she was 4 years old. We have had our biggest fight ever, and it's just due to growth. We are in different stages of our life. We have different experiences. We're doing long distance, and it's just boundaries that need to be communicated again, because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. It's communication. But we know that we'll have this big fight and then we'll get over it. And we'll be able to move forward because we know how to talk through these things and how to communicate effectively where we're not going to say things out of hurt. Now, when is it best to completely dissolve? I think if you're not at the same maturity level, or if what you're saying is not resonating with the other person, then at that point in time, if they're not benefiting you or in any way, or they're not helping you grow, you're not growing together, I feel like the relationship just needs to completely end. I've had this with some of my ex-friends where in the moment in time, we had fun. I really enjoyed my time with them. I learned a lot of lessons from them, but the more I thought about it, the more I wasn't myself. I was trying to people please, keep the peace, and in the end, it was affecting me very negatively, and I needed to remove myself from the situation because I knew if I kept in contact with them, I would be stuck. I wouldn't be able to get these opportunities that were presented to me now, and I wouldn't have become the person that I am now. Because I feel like you can't have any compromises. I mean, certain ones are allowed, but not if it's not helping you and you feel worse. Now, plagiarism is just when you take someone else's work and you don't give them credit. And when you orally cite them, it's to communicate your source, the expertise of the source, and enhances your credibility and allows the audience to judge that credibility. Thank you.